So in this video, I'll be teaching you how to build the absolutely perfect collection of pocket squares. So I've been doing these videos with Rampy now for a few years, and one of the first subjects I covered, surprise, surprise, was building your pocket square wardrobe. And I saw it the other day. Still a great video, worth checking out. But actually, your style moves on and your taste moves on. And the advice I gave then isn't quite what I'm giving now. It's interesting. I wouldn't disagree with what I've said, but I've probably changed the emphasis a little bit. And I think I've evolved, and I'd like to share some of these things with you. First thing I said last time was you should start your pocket square with plain white linen, or going for linen, which is a good solid first choice. But actually, in real life, when I work with my own personal clients and I'm looking for them to wear pocket squares, I very rarely start with a white because it can often be a little bit stark. If you're not used to seeing something there in your outfit, and suddenly you've got some very fresh white there, unless it's black tie or morning dress, and it's used to being seen there. If they're looking to put it into their business wardrobe, they actually find it easy to get something a little bit more tonal, something that can actually build into it. And this is actually realistically where a lot of my customers are starting with their pocket square collection, and you can't go wrong with it. And thinking back to my own world of pocket squares, when I was 16, I think I bought my first pocket square, probably 6 months or so after buying my first suit, or having my first suit bought for me. Mine was a very subdued dark red paisley, and I actually found that quite easy to wear and less self-conscious than a white or anything that drew attention to itself. So if you're new to pocket squares and you want to wear one, but you're a little bit nervous of drawing attention to yourself, particularly in a business environment, I would suggest perhaps going for something like this, which is tonal, subdued, elegant, and versatile. And this is a classic way of combining a pocket square with your outfit. Obviously, the tie is where most men look to wear to match their pocket square with. It's a colour in their wardrobe, in their outfit. And quite simply, it's a blue tie, says blue tones in the pocket square. We don't match exactly ties and pocket squares. It just doesn't look good. This pocket square looks great with grey, but you could also wear it with navy. So again, if you're looking to build your wardrobe, look at how you're looking to wear it. If you're trying to wear it as part of your business look and you dress quite formally, this is a paisley with 2 or 3 subdued colours. It's such a lovely place to start with. It combines with different colours. You've got brown in there, you've got yellow in there. If you want to go even more subdued and conservative, you might consider a dark red, and this is a madder silk. Now, madder silk is famously matte in its texture, so it would be very conservative. The only disadvantage of this is I always see this as more of an autumnal winter look. So if you're looking for something you could wear all year round, this might look a little bit out of place in the summer seasons. This would work all year round. But certainly as you build your wardrobe, certainly consider seasonal dressing. I think when you start off, you probably want things which work all year round, conservative, but this is beautiful. If you're looking for a pocket square to wear with your tweeds, for example, you can't go wrong with madder silk. It looks so elegant. Again, you might want to be aware of the colours in the tweed as well as the colour of the tie, because they all have an impact. So as you can see, this very beautiful subdued madder silk pocket square is very conservative and a good place to start, I would say, for some people that find white too stark. This actually looks quite noticeable because it's quite a mid-grey jacket. But this against this jacket I'm wearing over a dark navy or a charcoal or a conservative flannel perhaps, it would really blend in beautifully. I'm also finding a lot more of my customers, as they're dressing less formally, but they tend to wear a formal overcoat, perhaps a top coat, instead of a blazer, particularly when it's sort of in between seasons. This would work beautiful in maybe a cover coat or a tweed overcoat. Again, pocket squares aren't just for business dress. It's quite good fun to build them into other parts of your wardrobe, an unstructured blazer or your overcoat. Similar small pattern, this time it's got a bit of white in it. It looks very fresh with the overall look. It would be a great place to go to next. Again, a little bit of pattern, looks lovely with the plain tie. Plain tie is, again, if you're new to pocket squares and you're nervous about combining, wear a plain tie, wear a plain textured tie, cashmere, beautiful, maybe grenadine, maybe knitted, so a textured plain tie and a patterned silk square is a great combination. If you've got at least one of the colours from your tie in your pocket square, you're on pretty safe ground. As your confidence grows, you might even ignore that. You might pick up the pocket square with other colours in your outfit, perhaps your socks or your trousers, your cufflinks, your watch strap. But while you're new to building up your wardrobe and you're still slightly self-conscious of a pocket square, that's an easy rule to follow. I think this illustrates my point that starting with plain colours isn't always the best place to start with. You would think that I'll start with some plain colours, then grow to patterns. Actually, you could do that for ties, but I would say for pocket squares, discreet, multicoloured, subdued pocket squares are more versatile and easier to wear than sometimes the stark contrast with this pocket square. If you had a tie with a bit of red in it, maybe that could work. A point I would make about acquiring plain pocket squares, and this is quite true for anything in your collection, is try and go for something with an interesting border. By having a contrast string border to this pocket square, it gives you a second look. So if you want to be something that's slightly less conservative, you can always show it with the points up, always looks very smart, a bit more flamboyant. So you're getting two looks for the same pocket square. I tend to, and I've got to try and do this live on camera now, is to do a bit of a puff fold where you have a little bit of both showing. Perfect. Another important area is when you're building your pocket squares, is pay a little bit extra and make sure the ones you have hand stitched edges. By having the hand stitched edge, it means when you do fold it with the edges up, they've just got a little bit more strength, compliance to them. They look nicer, and for other snobs out there, they'll look at you as another connoisseur and give you knowingly winks. You should have a plain linen pocket square in your collection, maybe not the first one. It always looks conservative, businesslike, great for black tie, also great for morning dress. I prefer a bit more colour personally for morning dress. But for a black tie, certainly for white tie, this is a very conservative, elegant, smart look. But again, even more so than the plain silks, if you're buying a linen, having a string border just gives you so much more versatility. You still get the look of it being plain white, but you can have some real fun with this. You can have it with the colours out squared, you can have the points showing. Again, just a much nicer, better use of your resources. You can show it completely differently. Same rules apply. You could pick out the red with the red tie or red in the tie, but contrast is always smart too. So if you have a wardrobe of pocket squares that consist of subdued paisleys, some neat geometrics, and then some plains in linen and silk with good borders, you've got a really nice foundation of pocket squares. You'll be able to cover most seasons, most eventualities, most looks. But of course, we want to push it a bit further. So once you have all your classics covered, you can indulge yourself, build your personality out there, have some fun with it, and try different things. This is a look, although it's to some quite conservative, I think it's very sophisticated. It's a silk blend in this beautiful grey, quite modern looking, quite subdued, these earth tones. This gives this outfit a slightly more modern edge. I think it's not conservative business, it's subdued. This would be a great look, I think, if you want to take this suit to a wedding, for example, something a bit more of a festive occasion. Really, really into this. But again, it's about indulging your own taste. What I love about this pocket square particularly, as well as the beautiful colours in there, is how, again, the fold is completely different. You've got this lovely sort of like mushroomy taupe colour in the centre, and these lovely shades on the outside. Very elegant, very sophisticated, not your typical paisley. But again, you can have some real fun with folding it, showing different folds, different parts of it. It's a great thing to have. But again, this is at the stage of your wardrobe building where you can indulge your own taste. This to me is something I'm wearing a lot more. I also would find this very comfortable to wear as a tie-less look. If perhaps I was wearing a cashmere sweater and a sports jacket, these sort of dry, elegant materials work so well. This is the same pocket square showing it in a less formal look, and actually a lot closer to how a lot more of my customers are dressing socially and almost for business, depending on the trade they're in. Open neck shirt. The chambray shirt has become a real modern classic. Sometimes you see a new item and you think it's a fashion, and sometimes they just become a new classic. And I would say the chambray shirt, A bit like the Oxford shirt. Oxford shirts came back into popularity for me in the 90s. They're here to stay. It's not a fad, it's part of our new way of dressing. Beautiful sports jacket, lots of texture, and I think this really finishes it off beautifully. So again, when you're looking to build your pocket square collection, you might have some for business, formal wear, but if you're looking to wear them more casually, it's a really nice sophisticated look. And once you have your collection with all the classics, you can just indulge your taste. These beautiful fine art ones are lovely. You can buy a pocket square which resonates with you, could be a personal interest, you like the artwork, it means something to you, and it's a way of expressing your interest as part of your wardrobe. I wasn't originally planning to put a tie on with this outfit, but I noticed this in the collection and it just looks great, so I had to use it. It's quite a formal business look, but with a sports jacket and a chambray shirt, yeah, it kind of looks very now. Again, great combination with it. I've used this beautiful fine art, but very subtle, subdued, monochrome colours that gently echo the colours in the tie. So again, once you're mixing your patterns, as you're growing confidence, you can always just pick out colours of the tie, pick out the browns and the creams with the browns and the creams. It's a great look. Navy and chambray always work together. This is a really good look, sophisticated, but within the rules. Of course, as you get more of a wider wardrobe, you'll start buying pocket squares because you love them and you like them and they resonate with you. Then you'll think, oh, how can I put it into my wardrobe? A great source of inspiration if you're looking for more interesting ways to combine your suits, your jackets with your ties and pocket squares are actually our videos. All of them have interesting looks. I'm always giving some good challenges, so make sure you subscribe and get the best content. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. How does it compare to the first video? Have you seen how my taste has evolved and how your taste can evolve? Let us know in the comments below.